It's my expectation that on Monday, a privileged resolution will be introduced that will charge the President of the United States with inciting sedition. The vehicle of a privileged resolution will allow the House to move expeditiously to consider the article of impeachment on the floor of the House of Representatives, to vote it out, and to send it over to the Senate without having to go through a traditional Judiciary Committee markup. The question that some have asked and suggested is whether the House would set a bad precedent by moving so swiftly on impeachment and not necessarily pursuing the ordinary process of going through the Judiciary Committee. The answer is simple. This is not an ordinary moment. This is not an ordinary president. This is an out-of-control president who is a malignant narcissist, pathological liar, and psychopath at the same time. Donald Trump may be in the Twitter penalty box, but he still has access to the nuclear codes. That's a danger to the American people. So we can't proceed as if this is ordinary. We have to proceed because this is extraordinary. Sedition is extraordinary. Insurrection is extraordinary. Domestic terrorism is extraordinary. That's why the House of Representatives is prepared to act immediately. It's a privileged resolution, which means that it can be called up to the floor no later than 48 hours after its introduction. Any further questions? Yeah, let me stop you on that question because I want my colleagues to answer it. And the question is, what is the point of... I'll repeat it. The question is, and I'm going to allow my colleagues to answer, what is the point of impeachment if it may not make it to the Senate? And let me just simply say, and then I'll let my colleagues answer, the House of Representatives is a co-equal entity. We don't work for Donald Trump and we don't work for the Senate. We have a responsibility to do the right thing by the American people and then put it on the Senate to act.
You know, Donald Trump was impeached once. He was not removed from office by the Senate, but he's still impeached. He'll be the only president in the history of the United States of America to be impeached 2 times. Most importantly, it's not a symbolic thing. If the president is impeached, I believe that he loses his power under the Constitution to pardon people for the impeachable offense. He can no longer pardon people for anything related to this insurrection if he becomes impeached. That's the most practical, real impact of him being impeached. Of course, we would hope that the Senate would act and he would be removed, but that's the most important thing, I believe, is removing his pardon powers.
Second question? Lydia?
Can I say something? You know, he was impeached by the House one time. The Senate refused to act. And here we are, 5 lives lost. People in the Senate have to answer. Public sentiment is everything. So I hope that the American people put the pressure on Senate Leader Mitch McConnell to do right by the American people.
Right. Let me just give somebody any... Well, go ahead.
The second question is, if the Capitol rioters are domestic terrorists, what about the Antifa
Yeah, that's an irrelevant question. Next question. Last question.
They're really showing themselves to do really well. Come on, man.